Patrick Mahomes was getting a little heat for his dad bod because they had the cameras in the locker room after the Baltimore win.
And it was an unflattering angle. He's not necessarily an Adonis.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, I just wonder if dad bod is like a requirement to be an all-time great. Because if you think about Tom Brady when he, remember that Tom Brady?
Yep. Combine photo.
The draft photo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you want to talk about dad bod?
Well,
and
even Brady now, if you see photos of Brady with his shirt on, shirt off, he's got a dad bod.
Well, explain why Mac Jones stinks then, because he showed off his bad dad bod after winning a natty at Alabama, and he's been trash.
That's true. Well, not a dad bod doesn't make you great, but you need a dad bod to be great.
Okay.
Peyton Manning.
Manning 100% has got a dad bod. Eli, a worse dad bod than Peyton.
But he's not an all-time great.
No, but he's got 2 Super Bowls.
But Brady, Manning, and Mahomes all have dad bods.
Yes.
All-time greats.
Yes.
Give me a...
Joe Montana, ultimate dad bod.
Yeah,
guaranteed dad bod.
For sure.
You seen Ben Roethlisberger without his shirt
dad
on?
bod.
Oh, yeah.
Not pretty. Not pretty.
Who is the 5th greatest quarterback of all time?
Elway probably doesn't have a dad bod.
Yeah, he was pretty...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Elway's probably
he was put together.
Elway's the one that probably...
he was the superstar 2-sport athlete. He was pretty chiseled.
That skews it a little bit.
We have Patrick Mahomes talking about his dad bod. I guess, of course, they asked him at the...
Well, of course.
At the Super Bowl.
Another Super Bowl for sure. I have a 6-pack. It's just under the dad bod. So it's just, if you feel, I mean, there might be some skin there, but then underneath that, the 6-pack's there. You just got to get real close, and you got to squint a little bit, and I think you'll see it.
Yeah.
His little Kermit voice.
Well,
He's great. I think he's wonderful. I really do. He's like,
yeah, he's
joking about it.
He's easy to like.
There would be a lot of people that would be like, oh, what are you talking about?
Sure. But you get caught,
But don't we all have 6-packs under our fat?
Yes. Yes.
As long as you have 6 abdominal muscles.
They say all the time that abs are like, you see people doing crunches, and you're like, dude, abs are not made in the gym. Abs are made in the kitchen. It's
right.
You eat right, and your abs can poke out.
He must take after his mommy.
Why?
Well, because
his dad's kind of a piece of
His
work.
dad's a jackass, and his son and his brother's a jackass, and then the mom's great. She seems wonderful and nice and sweet, and he's nice and charming.
Yeah, there's an element to that, right? Maybe it's just one of those when you see your dad that's a horse's ass, maybe you just don't want to be like that. I don't know.
He defends him, though.
Does he?
Well, I mean, it's his dad.
Yeah,
he's around. And
he's around.
He's always down there after they win all these Super Bowls. He's always down there smoking a cigar.
Well, and 3 DUIs later.
Yeah,
he did say on this one that he's not going to talk about it. Someone asked him about it, and he's like, it's private matter, and let's not discuss.
Let's not. But let's talk about your dad bod instead.
But it is weird because whenever now we talk about quarterbacks coming out of the draft, we all want physical specimens. We make such a big deal about it. And yet if you look through the history of quarterbacks, from Dan Marino to Brett Favre to Drew Brees to Peyton Manning to Eli Manning to Tom Brady to Pat Mahomes, you don't have to be put together. Like, when are we going to learn that Anthony Richardson or Jake Locker looking like an Adonis doesn't mean that you're a good quarterback?
Who was the quarterback that got all jacked?
That was Will Levis.
Levis, yeah.
Dude, Levis went crazy. That guy looks like a freaking bodybuilder, and he sucks. Like, you just don't. It's the one position, well, that and kicker, that you don't have to. To say they're not in shape isn't accurate. You just don't have to be a physical specimen.
Yeah.
You just don't. But this is that way in a lot of sports. Like, Wayne Gretzky is the greatest hockey player of all time. You ever seen Wayne without his shirt on? No, probably because he never would take it off.
Unfortunately.
It's not impressive.
A lot of those hockey dudes have a lot of extra padding, and they need it because they get their asses kicked out there. And I think a lot of them are great athletes under there, but you look at a bunch of hockey players with their shirts off, it's not as impressive as you might think.
That makes me feel better.
The one sport you probably can't get away with it is the NBA. You can't have
100%.
You just can't. That and like soccer. Boy, damn it. That's right.
The best player in the league has a dad bod.
Oh, my God.
Well, there used to be a time in baseball, too. You could have the Mo Vaughns rolling around out there, the John Crutch.
I was like, yeah, you can't be a fat butt and dad bod in the NBA. There's too much running. Same thing with soccer. And I'm like, best player in the NBA.
Doncic is a top 5 player.
He's got a dad bod.
He's got a dad bod,
too. What is with the Europeans and the dad bods? How about this? Most of the NBA, you have to be like, this is why I question with Doncic and Jokic. And I say it's the same thing about soccer. Soccer dudes are just jacked. There's just you can't run as much as they do and not be in shape.
Yeah.
So in the NBA, 82 games, the amount of running and just everything that goes into that, in order to have the level of smushiness that Jokic and Doncic do, what sort of commitment to piss poor diet and nutrition does it take in order to maintain that dad bod?
It's a good question. I mean, I was watching Kansas the other night. This is related but unrelated.
Yeah.
And I was watching them play K-State, and Hunter Dickinson's their big 7-footer. He is also dad bod guy.
Yeah.
A big white kid. He looked noticeably thinner to me. And I don't know if you ever do that. You probably don't, because you don't watch one team during the entire college basketball season.
Sure.
But you'll see them lose weight over the course of the season. To your soccer analogy, it's like
there's just so much.
They're running up and down the court.
They play themselves into shape, kind of?
Yeah, they play exactly. He seems much slimmer now because obviously he's running up and down and playing every other night. But I don't know why I told you that.
You were just talking about
who are you talking about?
Well, I was just saying in the NBA in general.
Oh, like Jokic, yeah.
It's and he has thinned out a little bit.
He will
from where he was.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And as the season goes on, but you just would think that with all the physicality there, that it's hard to have that level of baby fat. And he's not in bad shape. He just has baby fat. And you would think that you wouldn't when you have every resource at your fingertips and you run like that all night, because he's not lazy. The dude gets up and down the court.
So does this show us that in sports, if you are absolutely world class, nothing else matters?
Yes.
Right? Like you're just so good.
Yep.
But you have to be the elite of the elite to be able
That's
to
what I
pull it
mean.
off.
World class, like top level.
It really doesn't.
It really doesn't matter.
No. If Jokic or Doncic wanted to, and we got them with Kobe's trainer or Jordan's trainer, they would look completely different. And they'd be better. They'd be in better shape, but they don't want to, and they don't have to.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Tom Brady, though, I mean, the reason he played so long and perhaps won the last handful of Super Bowls is because of how well he treated his body.
Yes.
Yeah, he changed all of that.
He changed it. Yeah, and he talks about it. And he talks about his career resurgence. And it may not have been like getting jacked, but he put a lot of effort into that. But it just always impresses me. And someone brought him up, and this is, I know you don't follow this sport, but there's one in boxing and there's one in MMA. Look up Daniel Cormier. He is one of the greatest mixed martial arts fighters of all time. And he's an Olympic gold medalist, and he is a fat ass. Like it's just
Daniel Cormier.
Yeah. Cormier. Like, look at that. And I'm here to tell you, that is one of the baddest human beings walking around on the planet, and look at him.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't like, this wasn't like he got out of shape, like when he wasn't fighting. He went into the octagon looking like that and mauled people. It's the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. He won Olympic gold medals looking like that in maybe the most physical endurance sport known to man, wrestling. And then the other one is the freaking Gypsy King. Tyson Fury has man boobs.
Yeah.
And just the world's softest belly, and he annihilates people. So yeah, there is an element to, like, oh, I don't have to be in shape. Not if you're Tyson Fury. But for the rest of us, yeah, you might want to put that pizza and that beer down.
Jared Lorenzen.
Well, to an element. He made it to the NFL looking like that.
But he wasn't.
Yeah.
Elite.
No, but if he was 100 pounds lighter, he could have done something.
Yes. If think about, he flamed out, but yes.
But the fact that you could even play collegiate quarterback looking like that.
There was someone that put zero effort into his body and still made it to the NFL.
Yeah.
It's quite impressive. And yet, you would think just somewhere along the line, someone would have gotten into their ear and been like, hey, dude, just put down the ham sandwich. Stop eating crap. And then the weird part about it, you want to talk about genetics, Dwight Howard may have the most impressive physique in the last 30 years in the NBA. Dwight Howard had such a bad diet that they thought that he was going to get diabetes. His hands and feet would go numb because all he did was eat candy. And yet he, at 6'11", he bench pressed with those arms, he bench pressed 400 pounds, and it was like 4 or 5% body fat.
And that's a little bit the DK Metcalf thing. Like I don't know that he's in tending to brag, but he basically talks about how like all he eats all day is like has a big coffee and a bunch of gummies.
I know.
It's like that's
I know what else he eats. Just saying, he's eating something else too.
Okay.
Either that or he's in something else is going in his body. Just FYI.
All this to give you one Patrick Mahomes stat. I was talking about his dad bod.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring it back to him.
Yeah.
I have one stat on him that I wasn't aware of as I've been doing some Super Bowl homework. Have you seen Patrick Mahomes' numbers indoors?
No.
13-1, 33 tutties, 3 interceptions, 68% completion percentage.
Check me if I'm wrong, but I believe that little Vegas stadium does indeed have a roof on it.
It is indoors.
That's his numbers
Yes.
indoors.
33-3 touchdown to interceptions, and he's 13-1. He's only lost one game ever indoors.
Where's that?
That I don't know.
Who beat him?
I don't know. I guess I could probably
did he
find it
lose
out.
the Super Bowl? Was that indoors?
That game was in.
Where is that? Where the Bucks beat him? I don't remember if that was indoors or not. I'll have to look that up.
Is that in Miami?
Chiefs, Buccaneers, Super Bowl. Let's figure out where that was at. If that was indoors or not. Bloop, 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 bloop.
All right, you look that up. I'll look and find and see if I can find it.
No, that was in. Are they saying that couldn't have been in Tampa?
Oh, I thought it was in Tampa, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. They went to the Super Bowl in Tampa.
So
we talked about
the
that.
Buccaneers in Tampa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not indoors.
Not
So
indoors.
I'll try to find it.